I've recently been provided a license to this screen recording software called SurFlex by a company called Nambla Mind. I've used it a little bit on a couple of other tutorials. So far, I'm pretty happy with it. I've been pretty happy with the program that I've been using for the past number of years, but this actually has a couple nice features in comparison that I'll get into at the very end of this video. So I'll do a little side by side. So I've only used a few screen recording programs, so there might be better, cheaper, more versatile programs out there. But I'm going to talk a little bit about this particular product, SurFlex, and then comparison to the one that I normally use. First, I'll go into the functionality, then I'll go into pricing and comparison, that kind of stuff. Once you download and install it, the install is pretty basic for most anything. You can see the panel is pretty basic in regards to the functionality. I shouldn't say basic, actually, pretty simple, easy, intuitive to use, because I've started using this and I didn't need to watch any YouTube tutorials, which is always a bonus on how to use something. So you can see we've got screen recording. I can record this full monitor. It gives me an option of recording my second monitor over there. You can select the region if you want. You can record your webcam if you want as well, and which I'm not going to do because I'm recording onto this here. And of course, you can change what microphone you've got plugged in. So if I want to connect to this one or the one on my computer, and then hit record is pretty self-explanatory, which I like. If you just want to record your audio alone without video, you can do that as well. And you can record your webcam. If you just want to do individual items, you can do that. It doesn't include any editing software or anything like that, which is fine by me because I do all my editing in DaVinci or Premiere Pro, so that's okay. In the settings, you can change your output folder, video format if you want to do a MOV or AVI instead. You can change the quality if you want to do something a little smaller, and frame rate. You can swap your mirror display. Audio-wise, you can switch if you don't want to do MP3. You can do a WAV or something else. And it does have the keyboard shortcuts that you can use in order to pause and whatnot. You can turn off your capture mouse cursor. And there's a nifty feature here where you can, jump back to audio, save your audio as a separate file. So normally when you record screen capturing software, it records your audio and video in the same file. It does give you an option of doing it in a separate one. And yeah, so that's it. Pretty easy, simple to follow interface so far. Hit OK. I'm going to also, I should mention this one here. It has an auto stop feature, which is kind of nice. If you choose that, you can have it auto stop at a certain time of your recording, or maybe if the file size gets to a certain size or something like that, you can stop the recording as well. If I hit record here, and I'm going to pull up a Photoshop. Now here's a nice feature that I like about it. And you notice that our little control panel here on the lower right corner of the screen, you can grab it and move it around. Why this is important to me is the fact that I do Photoshop tutorials. And for you Photoshop users out there know, you get a lot of little menu options on the lower right corner of your Photoshop screen. So if your screen recording control panel covers that up and doesn't move, it can be kind of a pain. So that's a nice feature. And of course you can, use the keyboard shortcuts as well. The reason I call this out is because the software I use, if I have the little menu up, it stays in the lower right corner of the screen, which is really annoying. It doesn't give me an option to move it. So I actually have to hide it and just use keyboard shortcuts when I'm recording, when I'm doing screen capture recordings and stuff like that. So once you've recorded, again, pretty easy to use. It's got a screenshot feature as well. I should point that out. And it's giving you the size, how long, that kind of stuff. I'm going to hit stop. It's got my video. What's nice here is it doesn't have to do anything with it after this point. It's automatically saved into the folder where it saves them. The program I normally use, I have to actually hit render and it'll send it off like that. So a bit of a difference. Now, little comparison side by side. The one I normally use is by Movavi, which I've never had any problems with it. I bought a lifetime license like 7 years ago. I've changed computers, been able to install it on the new one. Never had any issues. I don't remember what I paid, what the price was. I'm assuming it wasn't 142 for it. It was probably something like, yeah, whatever kind of a sale they had at the time. It does have an additional video editing feature that SurFlex doesn't have. However, like I mentioned, I do all my video editing in Premiere Pro or DaVinci, so I've never used that video editing feature. And it's got that annoying feature where you can't move the little control panel on the lower right. Or if you can, I have yet to figure out how to do it. In comparison, the lifetime license to SurFlex is $39.95. So much cheaper, even if at the regular price of $65.95, still quite a bit cheaper. You get lifetime upgrades with it. You can do a month license or 1 year license if you want. I'm not a huge fan of temporary licenses, month-to-month subscriptions, so I'm talking to you, Adobe, when I complain about month-to-month subscriptions. So this is nice. Get a lifetime license, and it's good to go. So that's really all there is to it. It's available for Windows or Mac. It's a pretty easy to use screen recording software that in the few times I've used it since being provided with a license, I've been pretty happy with. There you go. I'll throw a link in the show notes below. It's not an affiliate link, just so you know, so I don't get any kickback if you click on the link. The most I got from them was the license that gave me the option of recording this video. So there you go.